Hey, welcome back, Pokemon Go players, to another episode of the Purified Podcast. Today is September 14, 2020. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey guys, it's your boy, Pokemon Trigger Please. How you guys doing?
How's it going, my good man?
Oh, it's going good. It's been a good week. I'm kind of sad at the ending of this season for Go Battle League. But, I don't know. I'm sure we got enough information to pull out that might cheer me up. We'll see.
We'll see. But definitely, it's been an interesting week. A very rainy one, for sure, the last few days of the week.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Altogether. Yesterday was just we had like a tropical storm next to us in the Gulf. So we basically just got all the rain. Plus, it was my nephew's birthday, so we all had to stay inside to get through, through all the things. We still got together and all this stuff, but there wasn't that much difference.
At least it was family together, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That is the reason why the Purified Podcast is actually recording live today on a Monday instead of yesterday that it would have been on Sunday. But that's because, family is more important than anything, but we still love talking about all things Pokemon Go related news, updates, and of course ranting about Pokemon Go because we love the game just as much as you do. Alright, so real quick, just a reminder that of course make sure to check us out at theprofessornetwork.com/Purified Podcast. Make sure you check us out over there because they are wonderful people. They like to bring together the community, and of course their persons out there are just such an amazing people working there. They have so many things, so many news, so many updates, just like us. Alright, let's get into the show, shall we? Let's shift the gears on Clinked and recap. What do we got today? For me, Chris, I'm gonna regret actually talking about this one.
Let's have you go first.
What do you mean I'm sure I go? Oh my god. Okay.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Nah,
okay.
I'll go first. Alright, well, we had the first week of the mega event happening through the first week of September. And, Lotad and a lot of the Pokemon started to appear. We, of course, had to battle 1 million rays to unlock Mega Pidgeots. And a couple of Shinies, of course, were in the wild. Shiny Lotad, of course, being the model of this event. I'm not sure why they decided Lotad. We talked about it last time, but we were like, okay. I mean, it makes sense. However, I did get 3 Shiny Lotads from the event. I mean, I guess that's okay.
What? You lucky son of a gun.
I mean,
I like that.
I already had like another 2 or so from the actual research day that we had back in the day for Lotad Shiny. But, just getting another 3. I think I got 2 of them on stream, if I remember correctly.
What luck, dude. I'm jealous, actually. I'm not going to lie.
It was funny, though, because I just had Pokemon Go up for, because I wanted to have it up. And I was like, oh, let me put an Answers on. Let me just go through those while we Shiny Hunt and whatever. And then I get a Shiny Lotad, and I'm like, okay, cool. I didn't need another one, but okay, cool. And then I think the second one appeared like an hour later. I'm like, all right, I'm done for tonight. As for Hondos, unfortunately, I don't have any Hondos on me. But definitely, always keep on the grind, keep on the hunt. Now, Chris, I'm going to regret this. Go ahead and let me know what you got last week.
So, it's been a crazy week. It has been a crazy week. It started out with my first raid giving me a shiny Cresselia.
I hate you.
And then I was able to get a shiny Eevee. I didn't get really any event spawns per se. I think Eevee was one of the boosted ones, but that was the only one I got. And then the Holy Grail. I'm doing my last Go Battle League battles. I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm not going to make it to rank 10. I'm so sad. And then this guy pops up. I'm like, hello? Am I awake right now? And if you
definitely were awake after that. I mean, they can't really see it that well because of the green screen.
Especially with the green screen. Shiny Dino from Go Battle League. Are you kidding me?
You're lucky.
That's the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail.
Oh. And then after that, just to add on, today I got a shiny Talo and a 4-star Zigzagoon. So I was pretty excited about that.
So Honda Zigzagoon, 3 shinies, Cresselia being the first one, of course, and the shiny Dino being the second of Holy Grails out then. Because as you remember, Gibble was the Holy Grail back in the day when it was actually released as a shiny, not being able to catch that many, and of course, not to find the shiny. But then, it got released to race, to go fest and all of that. Then Dino came around, and that was the new holy grail, because unfortunately Dino is not really that easy to find in the wild. Just like everybody in the chat is saying, Chris is just hacking because he just gets all the good luck. But yeah, that was actually pretty good. I mean, you probably had better luck than me in the last few weeks. I mean, I've been trying for Cresselia too since shiny came around, and I haven't actually, seen one shiny Cresselia at all.
You had too much luck with Rayquaza, man.
Ah, well, I mean, yeah, getting 8 shiny requests isn't that bad. So.
I got 0! Oh, it's not fair.
I mean, I didn't get any shinies. I haven't even got a shinies from Megas either, because, the Megas are just ridiculous rare shinies for some reason. I don't know how, why, or when. People do like 2,000 raids and then they still don't get a shiny for some reason. Shout out to, of course, Mystic7 for doing all his raids on stream and still didn't get a shiny. Yeah, he's been doing all his raids out there. It's incredible. But yeah, of course, sometimes there are the winners of the spectrum, sometimes there are the losers of the spectrum, and of course today has been my day of losing. So no worries about it. Moving on. We're definitely, of course, we'll get it next time. Don't worry. So what's that song? It's like, we'll get it next time. All right, so let's recap a little bit also on the week of Mega Raids. As I was saying, we had Mega Raids all around. Increase Mega Raids, increase bonuses with your friends, all the shabam there. Luckily and unluckily, because as I mentioned last week, Niantic was on their break. So no real news has actually appeared since today, actually. Today was actually their first day back from their vacation. So to be honest, there is not a lot of news that we can cover for this week, guys. There's really almost nothing that they put out there. There hasn't any been changes to the master file, no APK mines. There really isn't nothing aside from what we already have from the news. So we're gonna go ahead and keep it under download this week, but we're definitely going to talk about some other stuff, regardless of things, of course. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, really nothing much for recap than today's research topics, right, Chris? Unless you got anything else for me, of course.
I'm trying to think. There wasn't too much that went on. Yeah, other than stuff we're going to talk about later. Not too much I can think of. Yeah,
definitely. All right, so before we get into the research news, make sure that we say wonderful people on the chat who are watching us live today. So, of course, Manny, thank you very much for joining us. Malito, as always. Drew, welcome back from your break. Joey, which is, of course, Arteri in the chat. We also have Salah, who has joined us. James, Bill, thank you so much for watching us. Cheese, thank you so much for watching us. We appreciate all of you to come around and have, of course, liking the stream. We do have a concurrent viewership of 9. Thank you so much, everybody. If anybody, of course, likes the podcast, make sure you keep listening to us. We're actually very close to 1,000 downloads in our podcast feeds. And that is, I want to say, insane. Thank you so much to everybody who has downloaded the podcast on the podcast services, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all those things, because it's such an amazing feed that people, at least, they're still listening to us somehow. And even though it's maybe 20 downloads per day, per episode, or 30 downloads per episode, I still feel like the moment somebody downloads that episode, right there, I feel like somebody's actually listening to us and wants to actually, get the news from us. And that's really what I do this podcast for, what we do this podcast for, because we want to be part of the community. We want to be part of your lives and play Pokemon Go.
Work and play, man. Work and play.
Work and play. We gotta work hard, but play harder. That's basically how it goes.
Perfect.
There you go. All right, Chris, what do we got for our first research topic of that day?
Ooh. The fact that Cresselia came back?
Yes. So, as Chris mentioned, and the shiny has been, of course, released from last year's Go Fest, actually, like the week before last year's Go Fest. Cresselia came back. He is somewhat decent in Go Battle League, and of course using it for any specific raids. For Go Battle League, you want a Cresselia with less than 1,500. Unfortunately, the Cresselia in rates is above the 1500 mark. So if you want to get a good Cresselia, you actually have to trade it down to get the CP to go the lowest as possible. And of course, you got to get a Cresselia that has the lowest CP possible. Because if you get a Weather Booster one, then you're done for.
God.
We did have probably an instance of one Cresselia or so with Grass Knots way back in a couple of research before. That was under the 1500 mark, and that was the reason why we could use that. Aside from that, it's not bad. The shiny is beautiful. It's one of those legendaries that you do want to get in some way, shape, or form. But I mean, it's not a increase say that I need the most, at least for me. I don't know if I think it's somebody's favorite. I'm sure somebody will like it. Chris getting the shiny, I'm not getting no Hondos or shiny, so I'm but
don't you worry, you'll get plenty of shinies that I'm jealous of in the future. I know it.
But I am going to see if I can go to the Pokemon Go hub real quick and actually talk about you guys about your raid counters for Cresselia, because I mean, again, he is a Weather Boosted Pokemon, or not a Weather Boosted, but a powerful Pokemon of 33,794 combat power. So that is even stronger than any of the raids we had before recently. And the Mega Raids are easy to take out as long as you have the right counters too. But still, Cresselia is one of those Pokemon that you'll need at least. If you have low-level Pokemon, you want 3 to 5 high-level players to actually be able to take it down. I tried to do it. I did one raid with Hypnotic Milotic on Twitch, and we barely took it down with the 5 players we had. We were at 18 seconds before we actually took it down. And we were like, okay, so this is actually harder than it should be. Of course, he went with his recommended. We went with try hards and all that. Unfortunately, it wasn't wasn't enough. We still got it, but things like that happens. As for the counters for Cresselia at the moment, because of Mega Week right now, and we do need to do our battles, there is an increase on power level for Megas. If you evolve your Mega Beedrill, you'll get a higher CP boost than usual, and his attack stat will actually raise. So right now, Mega Beedrill is your number 1 counter for Cresselia, also boosting up other Bug-type Pokemons in the raid. So if anybody else brings another Bug-type Pokemon, that will help you. However, you do have to be careful. Cresselia can have Confusion, and unfortunately, Mega Beedrill is a Poison type, so it will take super effective damage from it. So you're only able to really use it that much only if it doesn't have Fuster Psych either. So we do have to get through that. I had gone with Beedrill a couple times. It has worked, but unfortunately, unless it has those other movesets, he gets down pretty quickly, unless you want to dodge. Aside from that, if you have not used those, or you don't have a Mega Beedrill, which you should be getting a lot in this next few days, Giratina Origin Form is another good counter with Shadow Claw, Shadow Ball. Then Mewtwo with Confusion and Shadow Ball. Mega Charizard Y, because he just dishes out so much power from his Mega Evolution. So you might want to use that if you want to, if you just want to do like DPS, damage per second. And then, another excellent counters, your Tyranitar with Bite and Crunch, Weavile, Gengar, Pinsir, Scyther. And then if you don't have those, you want to maybe use a Hantro. I know there's many around if you go around and find them. Sharpedo is not a bad one. This one says Shadow, but I want to say anything with Dark Pulse or any Dark type move would usually will do. However, though, have to be worried about the Moonblast from Cresselia. Moonblast will decimate any Dark type out there. So be careful when you do bring them. Make sure you know which counters or which moves it has. Chris, do you have anything to add to that?
The king of all the things is going to be the Origin Giratina, the one that's flying.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely, bring what you have.
Make sure
hopefully not Metagross. I know how much you love your Perfect.
Well, it's not about that, but Metagross is recommended in your party when you start with Cresselia, mostly because it resists almost everything the Cresselia can dish out. However, it only is a tank Pokemon. It's not a good counter to do damage, DPS or anything. So make sure you just get through those and you'll be fine. But yeah, CPs for Cresselia will be the lowest one you can get is 1555, which is the Nando that we call it in our area. And then, of course, the Hondo normal weather conditions is 1,633. If you are in windy weather, you will get weather boosted Cresselia. The minimum that you can get on that is 1944, and then the Hondo will be 2041. Again, please make sure you have enough people to rate it and have the right counters, because this boy can, well, this girl, I guess this Pokemon.
100% female?
I don't know. I don't think so. I can't even tell. Let me check my Cresselius. That's it. Oh yeah, it's female. Well, yeah, it's just 100% female at that point. So yeah, this girl can actually just go ahead and dish out a lot of powerful. So be careful out there. But yeah, that is Cresselia. Since it's the very first time that we talked on the podcast, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew the right counters on it. But yeah, Chris, what else do we got for today?
Just gonna say real quick, bring at least 5, please. Okay, going on. Ooh, okay. So since today is Monday, we can actually tell you in advance before tomorrow is going to be the spotlight hour tomorrow. For you guys in the podcast, I'm sorry, but I'm hoping you guys are ready for it. It's going to be Tentacool, which everybody loves. I'm sorry, it's got an amazing shiny. And we're also going to have 2 times transfer candy, so that's going to be really exciting.
Well, since it's the Purified Podcast, let's go ahead and both this shiny Tentacool I have here.
Papa Hanky bless.
Papa Hanky bless, I know. So yes, if you have any legendaries or any Pokemon that you need extra candies for, this is your time to shine for that hour. My recommendation, of course, AD. Oh my goodness, that shiny is actually pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
My recommendation is to go ahead and have your Pokemon ready to transfer. Because legendaries, you actually have to go through one screen of saying that you really want to transfer a legendary. It does not let you mass transfer, so it's actually a little bit harder to transfer. If you do want to transfer as quickly as possible throughout the hour, if you don't care about actually catching Tentacool, then of course just do the transfers. If you do want to get the shiny, open up the app. Try to catch as many as possible and then transfer as many as possible before the hour is up. And then, of course, with the hard-growing players that I know they have either the Pokeball Plus or the Gold Plus, make sure you have it ready for you. So if you want to just transfer and catch it on the background, that will help out too. But yeah, that is, of course, Spotlight Hour for tomorrow. So we'll definitely have it up. And I'm sure that whoever's listening to the podcast services will have it ready, or will definitely have the podcast ready before then. If I can. Whew, okay. All right, so we got one more unlock. Thanks to the efforts of everybody in the world, and of course Niantic being as slow as it can be because of our vacation. They definitely had us hanging for there because there was no news about Mega Pidgeot appearing until today. Actually, so today was actually the announcement saying we did it, we unlocked it, we did 1 million raids. I don't know how it happened, but we did.
Half of them were probably reversal, so we'll never know.
I mean, he does have a million raids almost done at this point, but the boy that don't think he spent $1 million just to game itself. Oh my god. But yeah, no, definitely Mega Pidgeot is going to be an interesting new Mega Pokemon that we're going to have. Best counters against it are, of course, Rock types and Electric types, such as Rampardos, Rhyperior, Terrakion, Zekrom, Raikou, Electivire, Magneton, and Zapdos. And then, of course, it can be do easily if you have a power-up Rock types or Electric types, and regardless of weather. All of this information, of course, is coming from Pokemon Go Hub. The radar, of course, is right there. The fun fact is, it is just a Pidgeot, though. Megas are not catchable in new form, yada, yada, yada. CPs. So the lowest you can get is 1151, the Nando. The Hondo will be 1216, regardless of weather. And then if you are in either partly clouded, because it is a normal type, or windy weather, because it's a flying type, the lowest you can get is 1439. And then the highest one, of course, with the Hondo will be 1521 in weather boosted. But yeah, unless you really have some really good counters, I'm sure that everybody's been doing Charizards in the last few days, have all the rock types ready to go.
Something, man.
I know, right? But if you are in weather like I am right now, which is rainy weather, you do want to bring your electric types and have it wreck down on those. Now, Mega Pidgeot will be coming out on Friday, the 18th at 4 p.m. Eastern time for us. So 1 p.m. Pacific time or whatever else it goes. And then, correspondent time zones for everybody else. So just make sure that you are ready for Friday, because I'm pretty sure everybody will be inviting you to a Mega Pidgeot raid when it comes out. And yeah, that is Mega Pidgeot. I don't know how good it will be. I mean, I know he's getting Gust in the next few weeks. But I have been hearing from a lot of people that it really doesn't change the fact that Pidgeot is just one of those. What do you got for me, Chris, on that?
I mean, I've heard of some higher tiered PvP players that it's going to be pretty good, but I don't know if they're just joking and they're overplaying it. I'm just excited to try and get a shiny Pidgeot, honestly, because Pidgey, as common as it is, it's kind of a hard shiny to get. I think I have the family, but I would love to get a shiny Pidgeot. It's just insane that you can finally catch. No, do I only have a Pidgey? Oh God. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna be trying hard. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't have a shiny Pidgey at all. I never gotten one, and I've been clicking on every Pidgey I see. Every time I see one, I have not gotten one.
I thought I had more than one Pidgey.
Yeah, no,
what in the world?
I've been Pidgeyless, golden boy without me, without that, for as long as I can remember it being available. And I think it was probably like 2 Go Fest ago or something like that, similar to that. But yeah, Pidgey. No, actually, if I remember correctly, it was on once year Pokemon Day. They released both Rattata and Pidgey at the same time, and then Pidgey, of course, has been the one that has been eluding me for the last year or so. I can't really remember what it did, but yeah, no, it's just one of those things that every time I see a PG, I just click. It's not shiny. Okay, goodbye. I do maybe have somewhat of a good PG or Pidgeot family.
I was gonna say, if you guys got them high IVs, get ready.
Yeah, definitely. I do have a lucky 96. I have a 98. I think the 98 will just get Gust, and then I'll just Mega Evolve it, I guess. Or I can use the lucky 96 and just power up fully. This one, I think I TM his moveset, so I can't remember if it had Wind Attack or not. Either way, Pidgeot is not the most exciting Pokemon either way, but as just Chris said, you can probably find it in shiny in the wild. You got hunted, didn't you?
I'm lucky. Yeah, it's really hard to pick up, but I am lucky enough to be one of the people that has a perfect.
Okay.
I don't know how much I'll be using it, but I'll definitely put it in the Mega Dex for sure.
Oh yeah, it will probably be pretty easy once we get the enough candies to be able to evolve it. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. As for that, of course, Mega Pidgeot again is just one of those Pokemons. But once it's released, it will be shiny, available in the wild. Until we do hear that if not or not. We don't know until that Friday. So make sure we get some information by then. But guys, that is actually all for the news, because that is all that we got for the news this week. But we'll get into a PvP section just to make sure that we are not missing anything. I am going to go to Pokeminers. Maybe they have some interesting information that we may not know about. But yeah, it doesn't look like there is much coming out. I've been following pretty closely to them, and even the Pokemon Go website, I've been following pretty closely on their information. They're being posting a lot of hype about Mega Evolutions, Mega Beedrill, and the other ones, things like that. It's just interesting that, I guess it was a week's worth of breaks, so I guess not gonna get anything until probably the next few days. Realizing that we still have one more week of Mega battles to go, so we'll see how that one will go, especially since we'll tie into the October's events and the Halloween's events coming up in the next month. So that'll be pretty interesting in how it goes. All right, Chris, I guess it's time to get good or get wrecked. How about we go, Chris?
I definitely got wrecked this last season in Go Battle League. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what.
Well,
I don't know.
I'll go ahead and start with my story. I haven't really done GBL in probably 2 seasons because I never really, after getting burned out on season 2 or season 1, I can't really remember when we got the ability to do all of our raids or all of our battles through the pandemic and all that, and we can still do that thanks to the bonuses being extended as long as Niantic allows it to. I haven't really done that many battles. I mean, I try my hands every now and then to go through Ultra and Masters and be like, okay, I'll use this and that. Plus, the Premier Cups are actually pretty fun. But I never really, I wrap my head about, okay, I need to do this set right now or before the end of the day or things like that and be like that. So the last 2 seasons, I mean, I ended in season 6 or rank 6 this last season. So unfortunately, I didn't get my TM. I could have if I actually did probably maybe a couple extra battles, but I wanted to save it up all ready to go for this season, right? Because I will make one commitment for this season of Go Battle League. I do want to try to at least get rank 9 or close to rank 9 as possible. Because the last time I actually was able to get rank 9 was the preseason, and then after that, rank 8, of course, has been my very best friend, like Nowhere Mill was. But yeah, I will try to see. I am going to not record, but I will be posting my sets and battles in the Instagram account that I have set up for my channel. So that way we'll see how the process goes. Today is the very first day of seasons 4 Go Battle League. So Chris, what do we got for new stuff this season?
I gotta say the biggest changes are the move changes for sure. I mean, you're gonna see a lot more bugs. And why is that? Because we're getting a new bug type charged attack. We're getting Lunge. And that's gonna be a move that Galvantula and Masquerain have. And it's basically an Icy Wind clone, if you're familiar with that. So it's gonna be really interesting to see how this shakes up the meta, because it's a very strong electric type and Masquerain. And at the same time, I know I'm talking garbage about Masquerain. I witnessed our very own speediest chief from Florida just take out team after team with this little bug. I'm so confused. I love Masquerain, but I was like, in Go Battle League, really? With all the Skarmory and Azumarill? Oh my gosh. It had me livid, like in a good way. And then we also had a few other moves changed. We have Bug Buzz that has the chance of lowering the opposing Pokemon's defense. Flame Charge that deals less damage. It deals 5 less. I think it does 65 now. Mm-hmm. And it has a chance to... it does raise the user's attack, which is really good. And then Signal Beam that has a chance of lowering the opposing Pokemon's attack and defense. And I know the most notable Pokemon that has this is Vespiquen, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, there's the Pokemon that normally had it before still have it. So we'll see how that changes things in Go Battle League and Silph tournaments. I'm really interested in Flame Charge personally. That's what I'm gonna be seeing. I know Mew is technically the best Pokemon with Flame Charge right now because it finally has the ability to raise its attack.
Right.
I wanted to talk about another one, but I can't remember what it was now. Oh well.
It's all right. Yeah, all those pointers out from the last news that we got from Season 4's announcement. Of course, Niantic had to bug the bug type move the very first time it comes out, and instead of actually lowering the opponent's defense, it actually raises it. So that was actually interesting for the first 20 minutes of GBL this afternoon for sure. But it did get patched out pretty quickly from Niantic, so that was actually pretty okay from their part. However, sorry for all the trainers that were trying to use their brand new move, and unfortunately that wasn't working out for them because they were just getting destroyed in Go Battle League in that regard. With that being said, of course, Go Battle League 4 Season 4 has begun. I have made my commitment. Chris, what are you expecting to have here?
I'm really hoping to get rank 10. I thought it was just going to be a play till you win kind of thing, where you get uh, all the way up to 10 just by winning a certain amount, like, say, 250. But it looks like, after closer inspection, that we're going to have to win until rank 9, and then it's going to be the same system that we're used to. What's changed from the old system? Well, we're going to end up being higher up when it shoots us out. So we're going to be at 2,500, I believe. We'll see, because obviously nobody's done it yet. That's my theory. So I guess we'll see. I'm hoping that's the case, because, I mean, if you're at rank 9, that's where you'd normally be at. I don't know. We'll see, guys. But if you guys want to race us to rank 10, it's gonna be a crazy one. I have none of my sets today, so I'm definitely a step behind a lot of people.
Oh man, that's for sure. Yeah, definitely. When it comes down to it, it comes down to it. Well, we'll see how season 4 will go through. I hope that I mean, I'm not gonna go like completely ham when it comes down. I'm not gonna have to do all my sets, because I think it's I think you get like 5 sets per day, and that's a little too much for me. I can tell you that.
It takes so much time. It takes at least like an hour and a half to do all the sets.
Yeah, definitely. So I am not gonna go super crazy when it comes down to the sets or anything like that. But I will be, of course, doing the best I can to get to the 2. Just like Chris said, the ability to get to rank 10 this season did change. There is a possibility to get rank 9 if you do have a maximum amount of win battles in the whole season. However, it looks like, just like Chris said, that at the end of that, you do have to matter your own ranking. So you still got to get to the ranking of 3,000 to get to rank 10. But if you're in rank 9, but your ELO is like 2,500 or 2,300, you're still not gonna get rank 10 until you get to that point. So you still gotta win battles. You still gotta go through the whole Shidam and everything, and then get to that point. So we'll see how it goes. I do want to try out the season and see how it will work out. As much as possible. And then, of course, I know that I'm having some technical difficulties here. Unfortunately, my USB is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. So, unfortunately, that will have to go.
Mr. Magic Boy.
Yeah, I tried fixing it when you were talking. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Either way, tell us how you're going to go for this season. Are you going to try to raise us to rank 10? Are you going to try to get as much as possible? Or are you just going to do your battles until you get your elite TM, so you're ready for whatever next community day Pokemon you need? But yeah, well, let's see how it goes. We are trying to do. If you, of course, want to let us know all your achievements and everything, make sure that you do give us a shout out on Twitter. We do have our socials right here for you guys. Of course, those are my socials, Chris's socials. We have our podcast feeds, which is Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, and many more. And then, of course, you can email us at purifiedpodcast@gmail.com. I think I am not going to plug this time around our text or voice message, because I am going to be changing that. I have realized that it's a possibility that either if a lot of people are trying to give us a voice message, unfortunately, we are in the United States, and if people from other countries are trying to call us and trying to leave us a voice message, they're going to get fees. So I will be changing that in the future. So for now, the only way to reach us is through our socials or through our email. And of course, being part of the Professor Network could also help out as much as possible. But I think this will be it for the podcast, Chris, because I don't think I have much else to actually say for this week.
Yeah, there isn't too much else. I mean, if you guys want a head start on the spotlight hours, I mean, the week for next Tuesday is going to be Spearow.
Oh,
if you like Spearow, so
Spearow.
Have fun with that.
I know, right? It has been a slow week, and again, I think it's mostly because of Niantic's being on break. So I know that they've been on a grind since day one, and since they were able to get through so many things. Wow, I almost lost my thought there. I know that they needed a well-deserved break on that one, and I'm sure that there are many surprises that are going to come. To remember that this is the beginning of Megas, this is the beginning of hopefully soon the Halloween stuff, and then of course our Generation 6, the Kalos region should be coming up pretty soon, unless we do have a final batch of season 5. What am I talking about? Generation 5 Pokemon is still to come.
So many Pokemon we need, yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of Pokemon in Generation 5 that we need. I'm still waiting for my favorite Pokemon, Volcarona. When that Pokemon comes out, it's going to be, a beautiful Pokemon.
Yeah, a lot of us PvPers are waiting for the Ghost Water type Frillish. Waiting for that boy, man.
I thought that was Isn't it Jellicent?
Yeah, Frillish evolves into Jellicent.
Yeah. So Jellicent is also going to be an interesting one. What else do we have in Generation 5 that we haven't really seen at this point? We do have the pseudo legendary ones with Dino and Axios, so that's not a difference there. We then have most of the legendaries out there too from Generation 5, so we're just missing the last batch of Gen 5, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I don't know why they are hiding the other ones. I don't know, we'll see.
They're definitely having some secrets around, and I'm sure that they'll have those kind of secrets out there.
Yeah.
When it comes down to it, thank you so much for listening, guys. It has been another wonderful podcast. I'm sure that you, of course, are listening to us. Make sure that we get to the 1,000 downloads of the podcast feasting. Thank you very much. And then, of course, I already plugged everything. And Chris, if you have anything else to go, take us away for the night.
Alrighty. Okay. Those of you that didn't make the rank that you wanted to this season, don't be disheartened. I mean, we can't always play the best to our abilities. Don't think that makes you any less of a battler. Those of you that aren't battlers, get out there, get your Stardust, and keep raiding. Get them shinies, hang out with friends in a safe manner, and should be a fun time. Hopefully, I know I'm going to be trying to get to rank 10. I'm going to keep trying to get them good shinies to make Lewis jealous. Feel free.
Thanks. When that happens, of course, just make sure that applications for a new co-host will be coming up pretty soon, so don't worry about it.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to us, and have yourself a wonderful night. Peace out.
Peace.